An introduction to fiction. Quiz 2. Investigate the themes in the following short stories. Investigate the themes in these short stories. The first short story, TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. What are the themes you can find out in this short story? The second one, 3 to Iraq, 1 comes back. What are the themes you can detect from this short story? The third short story, the life and the times of the laziest man who ever lived. He doesn't do anything. What are the themes of this short story? If God has formed me, who can be against me? What are the themes of this short story? The final one, the unhappiest man who ever lived. What can be the theme or themes of this short story? This is question number 1. Question number 2, mark the following statements as either true or false and justify your answer. Number 1, the main moral of the fairy tale of Cinderella is the importance of beauty. يعني الدرس اللي بنستفيده من قصة سندريلا هو أهمية الجمال. Number 2, one of the reasons of the spread of novel is the invention of printing press and the newspapers. من أحد أسباب انتشار الرواية هو اختراع المطبعة والجرايد. Number 3, novels can be classified either by content or character types. بنصنف أنواع القصص طبقا للمحتوى بتاعها أو لأنواع الشخصيات اللي فيها. Number 4, the static character is a 3-dimensional one. True or false? Number 5, William Caxton wrote the first English novel. So this is the end of question number 2. In this question, you are asked to mark the statements as either true or false. Then you have to justify or elaborate or comment or explain your answer in both cases, whether the statements are true or not. Let's move to question number 3. Compare and contrast, which means you have to find out the similarities and differences between the following. Number 1, the difference and similarities between the fairy tale and the folk tale. Similarities and differences between fairy tale and the folk tale. Number 2, the similarities and the differences between a fantasy and a science fiction. Similarities and the differences between fantasy and science fiction. Number 3, similarities and differences between realism, psychological realism, magical realism. Question number 4, answer the following questions, WH questions. Number 1, what are the elements of fairy tales in Cinderella? What makes Cinderella a fairy tale? The existence of what and what. Number 2, what is the type and the significance of the necklace as a symbol? What is the type and significance of the necklace as a symbol? Number 3, which hour is meant by the story of an hour? Which hour? Number 4, why is A Report to an Academy by Franz Kafka a modern short story? What makes A Report to an Academy a modern story? Let's move to the next question. Extract the elements of fiction from the following. By elements of fiction, we mean the theme, setting, characters, characterizations, conflict, which stage of plot, symbolism, and so on. Of course, in every extract, you want to be able to find all these elements. So you have to mention only the elements existing in every extract. Let's read extract number 1. She was one of those pretty and charming girls born as though fate had blundered over her into a family of artisans. She suffered endlessly, feeling herself born for every delicacy and luxury. Let me help you in answering this question. In detecting the elements of fiction in this part, you can comment on the narrative voice or the point of view or the method of narration. You can also find some characterization strategies mentioned by the writer in order to convey information about the central characters. Also, you can mention the character meant in this extract. You can comment on one of the elements of the setting, such as the time. You can also comment on the conflict. All these elements are found in this extract. Let's move to extract number 2. What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? Nothing. Only I haven't a dress, and so I cannot go to this party. Give your invitation to some friend of yours, whose wife will be turned out better than I shall. In this extract, it's one extract, but it's divided into 2 points because one character speaks point number 2 and another character speaks or replies in point number 3. In this extract, you can comment on the characters, the 2 characters speaking. You can comment on the type of strategy, characterization strategy found in this part, which is meant by the author to cover information about the characters. You can comment on the type of irony found in this part. You can also comment on the point of view or method of narration. Of course, you can detect one of the themes of the short story in this part. Number 4, she danced madly, ecstatically, يعني بنشوة, drunk with pleasure, with no thought for anything, in the triumph of her beauty, in the pride of her success. In this part, you can comment on the characterization strategy that the author uses to cover information about his own character. You can also comment on one of the themes of this short story. You can also comment on the character. Number 5, I, I, I've no longer got Madame Forrester's necklace. In this part, you can comment on the significance of this part in relation to the whole story regarding which stage of plot this part is. You can also comment on the strategies that the author uses, the character speaking, and illustrate the symbolism in this part and everything you can see, such as the character of Madame Forrester, the speaker of this extract. What about her character? Explain in more details why the protagonist lost her necklace and what are the results of this loss. This is the end of our exam or quiz. Wishing you all the best of luck. Thanks for watching and goodbye.